Hello, we're recording, and this is lesson number 12, the art class. We are doing the skeleton known as Thurman. Now, if you're following, if this is going to be something you follow at home, then you can just follow along with the video. But I want to show some things in class. This is one of the differences in class. You are going to be drawing what you're looking at. I'm going to do some demonstration here. I'm going to create a record of this so you can follow along or review that at home if you need to. But you're looking at the skeleton in front of you on the wall. We are going to look at the lesson. I'm going to look at that, and in here, this example of it, this is a picture of the skeleton I did yesterday. I want you to squint your eyes and look at Thurman over here. Squint your eyes or take your glasses off. All right, look at him, and you see how the contour, meaning the edges, meaning the lines, are obscured, but you see the shape of the face. You see the shape of things. Do you see what I'm talking about? Just dark. It's just dark and light. Look over there, and this is why we have our graphite stick. Our graphite stick does not make nice, clean, sharp lines. It makes blurry stuff. So we're going to, yeah, here's an example of that. Okay, there are no lines in this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Can you see this? I'll hit that focus button here. You see it? Do you see the blurriness? Just shadow. It's a way of conceiving of your art. Okay, we're going to start with that. So I want you to draw him. Don't draw what you can't see. Most of you can't see his legs. Don't draw his legs if you can't see him. You could just draw his head and ribs. So where it's dark, you're just going to make it dark, and that's just a beginning point. Okay, way to think. So look, you need a graphite stick. Everyone needs a graphite stick. Graphite sticks. Let's get those. Some of you guys have them? Yeah, grab them and pass them around. Or just grab one for you and everybody can get one. So I'm going to draw this one here, and I'm just going to, well, this is kind of hard to see, but we're just going to make it dark where it's dark. So we don't get hung up on the contours. I'm actually making it quite a bit bigger here as I'm doing it, just because this thing is so dull. And this is part 1 of this lesson. So this is number 12, part 1. Just shading where it's dark. And don't worry about anything that's a contour. Just forget about them. Just draw what you see. Keep squinting your eyes, looking at it, and seeing what you can see. And I have to pretend that I'm seeing the skeleton when I'm actually just looking at my And this is part 1, and I could put my name on that and set that aside and pause. Pause for a moment. Okay, the new method. We've just talked about this one. The new method is reach your hand out while holding your graphite stick toward the skeleton and gesture the shape that you see. Now, if you're doing this, gesture the shape you see. So if you're doing this on a picture you're copying, you guys can watch the screen here. See, look at this. This is the shape of the head. I can make that shape, and I can make that shape over here. And I can do the rib cage. Rib cage, there we go. Rib cage. And if it's more vertical there, you know, we kind of just shape these things. Now, if something is out in front of you, you can do that. Here's a spine. I see the spine kind of comes down this way. There again, I'm using yesterday's drawing and stuff here. Does that make sense? Okay, this is not, can you see this? You can see it? Okay, so this is not a drawing. This is a skeleton upon which I can make a drawing. And it's a skeleton of a skeleton. Does that make sense? Okay, so with this, I can now look at my drawing or whatever it is, the form in front of you, and use the gesture of what you're seeing and do a gesture drawing. I want you to do a whole other series of drawings, like 4 of them, using this method. So set the one you were just working on aside. This is no longer the shading only method. This is the lines, more like what you were doing. Use that originally. Use that shape. So this is a good method. And draw it that way. And you keep, even while your hand is on your page, you see the shape of the thing you're drawing and use a sense of that, the gesture of that line to draw it. And you kind of keep the line fluid. A lot of us get really stuck and kind of, we get stuck thinking about it. Keep your line moving, keep it fluid. It's like a dance. This guy's really... Here's another thing that people do. The rib cage, you see it in 2 parts. Don't draw it as 2 parts, draw it as 1 part. And then give it the shape. Keep the line fluid and moving. It does not have to be precise. There's a precision about it, actually. You don't need details, but you need proportions. You need a sense of shape and contour. There is precision in that. It's not about the tiny lines and details. I can do a pretty good drawing off of this. Good. So this is the other one. I want about 3 of each of these. There you go. This is number 12, part 2.
Please excuse interruption. Hope to the front office. Hope to the front office.